الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار. الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to this episode of the beautiful names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now in this episode we are going to speak about the name Al-Mubdi wa name Al-Mu'id. Al-Mubdi wal Mu'id, and both these names are taken from this ayah of Surah Al-Buruj. Inna batsha rabbika lashadid, innahu huwa yubdi'u wa yu'id. Indeed, the assault of your Lord is very severe. Indeed, He is the one who originates and He is the one who repeats it. So though these two nouns or names are not mentioned in Al-Quran, but as I said, we can take it from that verse of Surah Al-Buruj. We know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the originator of the whole creation, and all the living creation has to die one day, and on the day of resurrection once again Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give them life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself is the one who is to remain there forever, and this is why it is said, Kullu shay'in halikun illa wajhah, Kullu shay'in halikun illa wajhahu. Everything is going to perish except His face. And when we say the face, of course, once you mention anything of a human being, then of course you mean the whole human being. For example, let me take this example from Surah Al-Alaq. In the end, nasiyatin kadhibatin khati'ah. The forehead, a lying one and a sinful one. So nasiya is mentioned, but the whole man is meant here. The infidel, the non-believer who was rejecting the faith right from the beginning, that person is meant here in this ayah. But nasiya is mentioned and the whole being is indeed meant here. In the very same way, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says kullu shay'in halikun illa wajhahu, means His being. Every person is going to perish except himself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that this life should witness the death, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows us that how there is this circle of originating the things and then repeating the things even in this world. Look at our bodies. We think that that is the body with which we are born, that is the same body. That is not the same body. In each and every moment there are cells which die and cells which come into being. There are tissues that die and tissues that are given life. So there is that cycle of giving life and death which is happening to us. So we can understand from this very tiny example that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who has originated the creation and who is going to repeat it once again. That was one of the greatest doubt in the minds of the non-believers in Makkah, that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to repeat the creation. Let us take this ayah from Surah Yasin, where that doubt is mentioned. أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الْإِنسَانُ أَنَّا خَلَقْنَاهُ مِن نُطْفَةٍ فَإِذَا هُوَ خَصِيمٌ مُبِينٌ وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم. Don't you see that the person, the man, does he not see that we have created him out of just a sperm, and then he becomes very disputant in front of us, and disputing with us about the creation. وَضَرَبَ لَنَا مَثَلًا وَنَسِيَ خَلْقَهُ. When he says, in the end, in this ayah, that who is going to give life to the rotten bones, when he says that, he gives us a similitude, but he forgets about himself. How was he born? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, answering to this question, قُلْ يُحْيِيهَا الَّذِي أَنْشَاهَا أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. Allah, who has originated that being right from the beginning, is going to repeat the creation as well. وَهُوَ بِكُلِّ خَلْقٍ عَلِيمٍ. And he knows about all the creation. And in the ayah of Surah Al-Rum, he said that it is something very easy upon him to repeat. وَهُوَ الَّذِي يَبْدَأُ الْخَلْقَ ثُمَّ يُعِيدُهُ وَهُوَ أَهْوَنُ عَلَيْهِ. He is the one who originated the creation, and he is the one who is going to repeat it. Now let us now move to the second attribute, and that is Al-Mu'id, the reproducer. And in this connection, we can take the ayah of Surah Al-Ankabut. أَوَلَمْ يَرَوْا كَيْفَ يُبْدِئُ اللَّهُ الْخَلْقَ ثُمَّ يُعِيدُهُ إِنَّ ذَلِكَ عَلَى اللَّهِ يَسِيرٌ قُلْ سِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ فَانظُرُوا كَيْفَ بَدَأَ الْخَلْقَ ثُمَّ اللَّهُ يُنْشِئُ النَّشْأَةَ الْآخِرَةَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. Don't they see that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created all the creation, all the creatures right from the beginning, and then he is going to reproduce them. That is something very easy upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Say, walk in the land and see how he has created, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give them another life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is able upon everything. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this evidence, which is repeated again in Al-Quran in many places. أَوَلَيْسَ الَّذِي خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ بِقَادِرٍ عَلَىٰ أَنْ يَخْلُقَ مِثْلَهُمْ بَلَى وَهُوَ الْخَلَّاقُ الْعَلِيمُ إِنَّمَا أَمْرُهُ إِذَا أَرَادَ شَيْئًا أَنْ يَقُولَ لَهُ كُنْ فَيَكُونُ فَسُبْحَانَ الَّذِي بِيَدِهِ مَلَكُوتُ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. The one who has created the heaven and the earth, is he not able to create something similar like them? Of course. وَهُوَ الْخَلَّاقُ الْعَلِيمُ. He is the one who creates, he is the one who knows. For him, his matter is just when he wanted to create something, to say, kun, be, fayakun, and that thing is there. Glorified is Allah, who got the kingdom of everything in his hands. وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. And to him everything has to go back. To him you are going to go back. Now just see one example which we see in this life, that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is returning a thing to its original position. Take the example of the birth of the man, the first man who was born out of clay, and how the death repeats the same cycle, that cycle through which the man was born. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said about the creation of the first man, Adam, إِنِّي خَالِقٌ بَشَرًا مِّن طِينٍ. I am going to create a human being out of clay. So that is the first thing, the clay. And then this clay, when it was mixed up with water, dried up, and after being dried up, it became just like a pottery which is a ringing type of pottery. That is خَلَقَ الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ صَلْصَالٍ كَالْفَخَّارِ. He created the man from the ringing clay like unto pottery. خَلَقَ الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ صَلْصَالٍ كَالْفَخَّارِ. And after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has fashioned him in a human being or in the form of a human being, and then breathes unto him the soul. So the soul comes in the end. The first thing is the clay, then the clay mixed up with water, then it becomes just like pottery once it is dried up, then the soul is breathed unto it. Look at these 4 stages. When death comes, they are repeated in a back order. A person, when he is going to die, the first thing which comes out, that is the soul. It was the last thing in the creation. Now it is the first thing. The soul comes out, and after the soul comes out, after a few hours, you see the body is stiff, just like a very hard thing. And it has turned into something very solid, something like you can say it is like the pottery which is mentioned there. And then it is buried, and it's started. Now you can see that it is going to be melted into the clay once again. And in the end, it is just clay, it is just dust. That dust or clay from which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has originated the man. So this repeating cycle shows us that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is working in the creation of the man and taking the life from him. Now on the day of judgment, what is going to happen in the last day when all the people are going to die? That is the death of the whole universe, because now we see the deaths individually, but that would be the deaths when the trumpet is going to blow. The deaths would be common, and people are going to die, and they would remain in that state of death for quite a long time. Allah knows better. And then there would be a rain of life by which they are going to grow once again, and this is how they will stand up from their graves. So that is what we wanted to explain in this attribute of Allah, Al-Mu'id. And inshaAllah we are going to talk about 2 more attributes of Allah after the break. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار.
Many people trying to get together, but all their efforts were in vain because of ignoring or turning away from this great foundation. We see many people coming to the way of truth, following the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but later on they get off track. What is the reason behind that? Unity is a result, it's not a cover-up. We have to be united from inside. And Allah made this clear in the Quran when He said, وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُوا الرَّسُولَ.
الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are going to speak in this session about Al-Muhyi wal-Mumeet. Al-Muhyi from Hayat, which means the giver of the life, and Al-Mumeet from Maut, the giver of death. So these two attributes are coming together. And when we have just discussed about Al-Mubdi wal-Mu'id, that is very similar to the same concept which we have given first. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the originator and He is going to reproduce. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the giver of the life and He is the creator of death as well. Now life, everybody knows that life is something which is positive, which is given. But what about death? Death is also created. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used the word khalaqa for the death. For example, in this ayah of Surah Al-Mulk, تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور. Blessed is Allah, in whose hand is the kingdom, and He is able upon everything. He created the death and the life, لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا, so that He try you, which one among you is the best in action, is the best in action. وَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْغَفُورُ, and He is dominant, He is forgiving. Here, let us note something very important, that death is mentioned first. الَّذِي خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ, and life is mentioned later, al-hayata. Because death comes before life. How? And before we explain it, let us take another ayah from Al-Quran. كَيْفَ تَكْفُرُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَكُنْتُمْ أَمْوَاتًا فَأَحْيَاكُمْ ثُمَّ يُمِيتُكُمْ ثُمَّ يُحْيِيكُمْ ثُمَّ إِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. How do you reject Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? How don't you have faith in Allah when He is the one that when you were just dead, He gave you life. Then He is going to let you die once again. Then He is going to resurrect you, give you life once again, and then you will go back to Him. Even in this ayah, death is mentioned, then life, then death, then mentioned. And take another ayah, which is the ayah of Surah Ghafir. قالوا ربنا أمتنا اثنتين وأحييتنا اثنتين فاعترفنا بذنوبنا فهل إلى خروج من سبيل. The non-believers would say on the day of judgment that, O our Lord, you caused us to die twice and to live twice, and now we admit our sins. فهل إلى خروج من سبيل. So is there any way out? By these ayat we come to understand that the state of non-existence of the man in the beginning, that is known to be death. But how it is created? How? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created all the souls right from the beginning. And this is mentioned in this ayah. وَإِذَا أَخَذَ رَبُّكَ مِنْ بَنِي آدَمَ مِنْ ظُهُورِهِمْ ذُرِّيَّتَهُمْ وَأَشْهَدَهُمْ عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ أَلَسْتُ بِرَبِّكُمْ قَالُوا بَلَىٰ شَهِدْنَا أَنْ تَقُولُوا يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ إِنَّا كُنَّا عَنْ هَٰذَا غَافِلِينَ أَوْ تَقُولُوا إِنَّمَا أَشْرَكَ آبَاؤُنَا مِنْ قَبْلُ وَكُنَّا ذُرِّيَّةً مِنْ بَعْدِهِمْ أَفَتُهْلِكُنَا بِمَا فَعَلَ الْمُبْتِلُونَ. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken, your Lord has taken from the back of Bani Adam all their progeny. So it means all the souls have been created. And then He made them testify upon themselves. When He asked this question, أَلَسْتُ بِرَبِّكُمْ, am I not your Lord? And they said, Bala, of course. شهدنا أن تقولوا يوم القيامة إنا كنا عن هذا غافلين. We have witnessed, and why have we reminded you of this? So that on the day of judgment you don't say that we were unaware of this pledge. Or you say that Our forefathers are the ones who have committed the shirk, not ourselves. Are you going to destroy us because of the saying or the deeds of those people who have done wrong? So anyhow, that state of those souls, when they were just souls and not associated with the body, is known as death. As soon as the soul is joined with the body, that is the life. That is the life. And the same thing, as long as the soul is in the body, it is known to be, the body is known to be alive. But once it leaves the body, this is known to be death. This is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, Kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut. Every nafs is going to taste death. Nafs is actually that state when the soul joins the body. Before it joins the body, it is still a soul, ruh. But once it joins the body, it becomes nafs. And the nafs is going to taste the death. How? That soul is going to leave it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who gives the life, and He is the one who creates the death as well. Now as far as death is concerned, now let us take the second attribute, Al-Mumeet. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this task to the angels. There is Malakul Maut, the angel of death, and of course that is not one, there are many. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, first of all about Malakul Maut, قُلْ يَتَوَفَّاكُمْ مَلَكُ الْمَوْتِ الَّذِي وُكِّلَ بِكُمْ ثُمَّ إِلَىٰ رَبِّكُمْ تُرْجَعُونَ. Say that the death angel is going to take you, who is stationed with you, who is entrusted with this task with you, ثُمَّ إِلَىٰ رَبِّكُمْ تُرْجَعُونَ, and then you are going to be returned back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in another ayah, وَهُوَ الْقَاهِرُ فَوْقَ عِبَادِهِ وَيُرْسِلُ عَلَيْكُمْ حَفَظَهُ حَتَّى إِذَا جَاءَ أَحَدَكُمُ الْمَوْتُ تَوَفَّتْهُ رُسُلُنَا وَهُمْ لَا يُفَرِّطُونَ. And He is the one dominant upon His people. And He sends upon you angels who guard you until that time when the death approaches one of you. تَوَفَّتْهُ رُسُلُنَا. Our messengers, here it means the angels, are going to take him, again to take his soul. وَهُمْ لَا يُفَرِّطُونَ. And they are not going to fall short of their work at all. Here let me mention something interesting as well, that according to one saying, the death angel said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I am given a task of taking the souls from the man, and when I take that soul, of course that is not liked by the man, so the people are going to hate me because of that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, they are not going to hate you, because I am going to create causes for the death, and people would look at the causes. Nobody is going to look at you saying that you are the one who is causing this death to him. No. And this is what is happening. People are dying of plague, they are dying of storms, they are dying of sometime a house or a car catches fire and they are burnt in, and with so many reasons, illnesses and many reasons. So people, they just look at the reasons, nobody look at the death angel. And we have said in the beginning that the death itself is created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And here let us take that dialogue between Ibrahim alayhi salam and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when Ibrahim alayhi salam posed this question, that I want to know how you are going to give life to the dead. وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ رَبِّ أَرِنِي كَيْفَ تُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى قَالَ أَوَلَمْ تُؤْمِنْ قَالَ بَلَى وَلَكِنْ لِيَطْمَئِنَّ قَلْبِي قَالَ فَخُذْ أَرْبَعَةً مِنَ الطَّيْرِ فَصُرْهُنَّ إِلَيْكَ ثُمَّ اجْعَلْ عَلَى كُلِّ جَبَلٍ مِّنْهُنَّ جُزْءًا ثُمَّ ادْعُهُنَّ يَأْتِينَكَ سَعْيًا وَاعْلَمْ أَنَّ اللَّهَ عَزِيزٌ حَكِيمٌ. When Ibrahim said, O my Lord, show me how you are going to give life to the dead. He said, have you not believed? He said, yes, of course I believed, but I want just the satisfaction of my heart. He said, all right, take 4 birds. 4 birds, fasurhunna ilayk. Let them be very familiar to you, just like pets, very familiar to you. And then make, and after cutting them into pieces, make 1 piece upon each mountain. And let the pieces be scattered on different mountains. And then call them, and they are going to come back to you. وَعْلَمْ أَنَّ اللَّهَ عَزِيزٌ حَكِيمٌ. And know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Aziz, is dominant, Hakim is wise. So what is meant by this example, that Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, he is not doubtful about Allah recreating everything. He just wanted to know how it is going to happen. This is why his question was, كَيْفَ تُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى. Not to doubt about that character of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He gives life to the dead. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has shown him how it happens. And just before this ayah, there is this story of Uzair. That shows that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives life even in this world. So that was the example of giving life when Uzair has to die, and he got his food with him, he got his donkey with him, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raised them all once again. How He raises them in this world and how He raises them in the hereafter, both things are gathered together here. The example of Uzair was that he passed by a town which was totally destroyed. And then he asked this question, that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give life to this town after it is destroyed and perished. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caused him to remain dead for 100 years. And then He raised him, asked him, do you think that for how long you have been dead? And he said, maybe just for a day or a part of day. He said, no, but not just for a day or a part of day, for 100 years. And then he saw that how his donkey came to life once again. And that was the example which he was shown. And as we said in the beginning, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who gives the life, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who causes everyone to die. And with this we come to the end of this session. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار. الله الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار.